Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am the CHALL. What more can I actually say? I mean, I've never seen a nil-nil go to penalties with so much emotion, passion, drama, script writing to the finest quality, Oscar-winning script writing. You didn't know what was going to happen next. We had the Ronaldo tears, Jan Oblak wonder performance, Diego Costa with a penalty shootout wonder performance. After all that, Portugal through to face France. Oh boy, we got a lot to discuss. Now, before we get started, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss another YouTube video. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers and 500,000 views. Let's get there as soon as possible, please. Oh my giddy auntie. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get into this one. So we have to go right back to the start now and talk about the starting lineups. Starting with Portugal, we have Diego Costa in goal. We'll speak about him in a minute. A back four consisting of Joao Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, Pepe, and Nuno Mendes from right to left. In the defensive midfield role, Joao Paulinho with Bruno Fernandes on the right and Vitinha on the left, both in front. On the right wing, Bernardo Silva. On the left wing, Rafael Leao and Cristiano Ronaldo. We will speak about him in a minute up front. For Slovenia, Jan Oblak in goal, a back four from right to left of Jan Karencnik, Vanja Dekusic, Jaka Biol, and Jur Balkovec. In the right midfield, Petar Stojanovic, and on the left midfield, Jan Milikar. In the midfield, Adam Gonzana Serin and Timmy Max Elsnik. We'll speak about him in a minute. And up front together, Benjamin Sesko and Ondras Sparar. So let's first speak about Slovakia. Oh boy, do I feel sorry for Slovakia. Slovenia. Why do I keep saying Slovakia? Slovenia. Um, I feel so sorry for Slovenia. They were harshly dealt with in that shootout. The shootout just didn't go their way. It is a lottery. We all know that as a fact. And yeah, Costa just put in a wonder save performance in that penalty shootout. But Slovenia, fair play to Slovenia. I think you know what I can't remember who said it on Twitter. I think it was either I think it was Tom Williams that said it on Twitter. Shout out to Tom H. Williams on Twitter. Brilliant analyst and scout. He said it best. I think Slovenia were one out and out top scorer away from being a real dark horse in this competition. Um, Benjamin Sesko, what were you doing? What were you doing? He fluffed at every single chance he had. He had that massive one-on-one where Pepe fluffed his lines, came straight off after that chance, pretty much. You know, Sesko, one-on-one, this is it, the chance to knock Portugal out. And, you know, big up Igal, right? Big up Igal, love that guy, respect to him. But he came out on Twitter on that moment and said, is that a bad Sesko shot or a good Costa save? I get the save part, but mate, it all day, 100%, it was a Sesko stinker of a chance. He just didn't choose the right option. He could have taken it round the keeper a bit more. He could have had it if someone made the run behind on side, he would have had an option. It's down to Sesko at the end of the day. He fluffed his lines. He failed the shot, and again, he's proving why we shouldn't get too overhyped about them when they've you know they're untried, they're untested. People like Sesko at this age are untested, untried strikers. You know, the, Sesko, for example. Let's just use Sesko as an example. He's in that Leipzig team at the minute. He's not starting all of their games. And there were talks of 50, 60 million pound moves to the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, and United. And I'm like, hang on a second here. If Sesko is worth 60 million pounds to the likes of Arsenal and United, then Billy Sharp must be worth double that to Sheffield United again. I mean, Sesko just didn't show himself in glory today. Yes, he was getting into some fantastic attacking areas. And yes, his build-up play, his pace and driving build-up play is on a different level. But at the end of the day, as a striker, you've got to finish your chances. And I think the pressure got to Sesko tonight. I thought Sparar, again, pressure got to him tonight. I thought Peter Stojanovic on the right did very well. I think that Buriol in the left centre back role did very, very well today. I thought he was solid, he was secure. I think Oblak had a world class performance. But there's one particular player that I wanted to pick out for Slovenia tonight, and that was Timmy Max Elsnik. And here is why. Look at this guy's stats in about 105 minutes of play. This is over the whole 105 plus. So 38 touches on the ball, 65% accurate pass percentage. He won 6 of his 11 ground duels. He won 2 out of his 3 aerial duels. He lost possession on 11 occasions, fouled twice, 4 tackles, 4 interceptions. I mean, this guy, this guy was a terrier of a midfielder. I said this in the first start review, and I saw it again in the second half and just before he came off as well. The pressure he puts them Portugal players under, the pressure from Elsnik was on a different level. It was on a different universe. He was pressing all the time. He was in your face, never gave you a second to breathe. He was a proper terrier midfielder, bit of bite, bit of bark, wins the ball back with great aggressive interceptional ability. And was just my player of the game. Yes, obviously Oblak gets the praise for keeping it towards penalty shootout. But my word, Elsnik is the under radar star of the Slovenia squad. Obviously, Oblak's up there. If Sesko could finish, he would have been up there. But I swear to you now, Elsnik is my under radar star of that Slovenia squad. And he, for me, was my player of the game for that squad. When you talk about outfield players, Elsnik, top of my list. Now then, let's talk about Portugal. Portugal, wow, wow, wow. I mean, I think their whole tournament was pretty much encapsulated in that one game. I think that's the best way I can describe it. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been tears, and there's been frustration. That's the best way I could describe that. I question Roberto Martinez on some of his substitutions and the timing of some of them substitutions. I personally feel like Pepe should have been brought off a lot sooner because I feel like he was getting tired. He didn't have a lot of pace about him. He was very solid, don't get me wrong. As a defender, he put in an excellent shift and he deserved that standing ovation as he came off at that time. In my opinion, I think he should have been brought off a bit sooner. And the reason why was because of what happened. You know, Pepe's lack of pace, his fitness levels, his lack of awareness at that point in that split second put Sesko through for an absolute sitter of a chance that Costa did well with, by the way. By the way, Diego Costa in net. Absolutely beautiful goalkeeping from Diego Costa. But yeah, Pepe for me should have been brought off a bit sooner, but he deserved that standing ovation. He was probably their player of the game. I thought Paulinho was fantastic, had a couple of great efforts. I thought Bruno tried to work things well. I thought it was a very frustrating game for CR7. It was a very frustrating game for Cristiano Ronaldo. And the reason why it was frustrating was because, well, you could see it on his face, you could see the tears in his eyes. He wanted to get that goal. He wanted to get that goal. And now Portugal's through. He's got the opportunity to score at least one goal in all 8 major tournaments that he has been involved with at international level. I mean, this guy is a whirlwind of a player. So experienced, the passion from him. You know what? This is what I think the Premier League's missing. This is what the Premier League is missing, and I'll say that with a fact, and I'll say it with a straight face. The passion on Ronaldo's face, the tears on his face. So frustrated with not being able to score one goal, and the how much it means to him with his family here, his fans here, the community of Portugal turning out in Germany. Tears on his face. That's how much it means. But then it's up to your other teammates to get your head back in the game. If you physically can't control yourself and get yourself back in a game situation and get your mind back, your mental state back in a game situation, it's down to your teammates. And Portugal had that dogged fighting spirit. Paulinho going straight up to Ronaldo with some aggressive, harsh words. words of wisdom, I call it, because even though they're aggressive and maybe harsh, depending what's been said, they get your head in the game, and that's what matters. Bruno Fernandes speaking to Ronaldo before extra time as well. On it. Absolutely on it. Pepe for me was Portugal's best player. I think Costa did absolutely wonderful with the shootout. Good to see Ronaldo take that penalty in the shootout as well. I thought the penalty saved by Oblak was spot on. I think he knew what way Ronaldo was going, and I had a gut feeling that Ronaldo was going to get his save there. Did I think it was a soft penalty? Some referees would have called it differently. I maybe would have called it the same way. It's a very 50-50 situation on that one. Yes, there's contact, but is there enough to go down with that force that it should be considered a penalty? I don't know. But overall, for me, I think Portugal deserved it in the end. They kind of held on. They withstood the Slovenia pressure when their energy levels were increasing. Portugal were getting frustrated in extra time. They were running out of patience, and they had to weather the storm for a bit. They hung on in there, and they got the job done in the shootout. For me, Portugal had an overall decent showing. They weren't amazing, but they were decent. And I think the energy levels at the start kind of decreased as the game went on, and they couldn't find an answer in normal time. And they relied on the excellence of Diogo Costa, Ronaldo getting back to his mental best, and a couple of the others finishing their chances as well. So Portugal, for me, probably the deserved winners overall, but you have to feel sorry for Slovenia as well. So then, what is next for both teams? Well, Slovenia can hold themselves in high regard. They can hold their heads very, very high. They did very, very well to take Portugal up until penalties. The first game in the knockout stage in this year's tournament to take it to penalties. Second one to take it to extra time. Slovenia did very, very well, and they should be proud of themselves. Like I said, if Sesko could finish, they'd have been through before extra time. I'll be brutally honest. But then again, you could say the same for Ronaldo. You could say the same for Portugal in normal time. But yeah, Slovenia can hold themselves in high regard. If Sesko just improves on his final third. Just keep working on your final third. Get it to a consistent level in club season this season, and Slovenia will be in a decent place to try and qualify for the World Cup. From a Portugal perspective, they're playing France. France again. Again, we're looking at a very interesting match here between France and Portugal in the quarterfinals. France are a team that are full of energy, full of quality, but they struggle to find the back of the net. Portugal, energy, confidence, still struggling to find the back of the net. It's two teams that need to improve in their final third in normal time if they're going to get anything from that game. So both of them are going to want to go for it. It could be a very entertaining match, or it could go the other way, be very kind of end to end, but nothing really happening. It could potentially be another one of those games that goes to extra time and maybe even penalties, but we shall see. But there we go, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this. The final two round of 16 game reviews will be coming up tomorrow, so stay tuned for that one. Or if you're watching this past midnight, later today. But for now, guys, I am the CHALL. Ta-ra for now. That's full time. Mean that bash to you. Well done, Portugal. Commiserations, Slovenia.